There's a strange silence in your life, a quiet ache that follows you through the day. You can't name it, but you feel it. It's there when you wake up and reach for your phone before your thoughts have even formed. It's there when everything around you works perfectly, yet something deep inside feels broken. That silence is the sound of comfort consuming you. Look closer. Everything around you has been built to protect you from discomfort, from the cold, from hunger, from boredom, from thought. You live in an invisible paradise where pain has been replaced by pleasure and struggle has been replaced by convenience. And yet, in this world designed to make you happy, you've never felt more hollow. You tell yourself you're fine. You tell yourself you're lucky. But beneath that surface calm lies a truth you don't want to face. Comfort is not peace. It's paralysis. It whispers that you've made it, that you deserve to rest, that you've done enough, but it's lying. Because while you sleep inside the warm glow of comfort, your spirit, the part of you that craves challenge, meaning, and growth, is quietly dying. Nietzsche once said, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." But the world you live in fears chaos. It fears discomfort. It fears anything that forces you to grow. And so, day by day, it trades your potential for ease, your purpose for pleasure, your fire for comfort. You scroll more, but feel less. You rest more, but recover less. You have everything you thought you wanted, and yet it all feels weightless. Because the more comfortable life becomes, the further you drift from what it means to truly live. You see, comfort is a silent killer. It doesn't strike suddenly. It seeps in slowly, one small compromise at a time. You stop pushing yourself. You stop questioning your choices. You stop chasing what once made your soul tremble with meaning. And in that stillness, in that quiet surrender, you begin to vanish. The ancient Stoics warned against this. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Yet today we crave endlessly, not because we lack, but because we fear feeling empty. So we fill every space, the silence with noise, the loneliness with screens, the stillness with endless stimulation. But the truth is, the more you try to escape discomfort, the more enslaved you become to it. Imagine a bird that has forgotten it can fly because the cage is warm and the food is always waiting. That's the modern soul, content but confined. You've mistaken comfort for safety, and in doing so, traded your wings for a predictable routine. You no longer seek the unknown. You avoid it. You no longer dream of greatness. You fear failure more than you desire freedom. And yet, discomfort, that thing you've been taught to hate, is the only force that ever made you grow. Think about it. Every profound change in your life was born from struggle, heartbreak, failure, loss, uncertainty. It was in the moments you wanted to give up that you truly discovered who you are. But comfort has convinced you to stay asleep, to live a smaller version of yourself, to call stagnation peace. Plato said that the unexamined life is not worth living, but comfort makes sure you never examine yours. It dulls your curiosity, numbs your courage, and lulls you into a soft, endless repetition of yesterday. You call it balance. You call it self-care. But maybe it's just avoidance wearing a pretty name. Now picture this. A man lives in a room with no doors. Every wall is soft, every corner warm, every object familiar. At first, he feels safe. Days pass in quiet ease. But as time goes on, something gnaws at him, a restlessness, a whisper that there is more beyond these walls. He can't see it, he can't name it, but he knows the room is not enough. That gnawing is your soul, whispering through the fog of comfort. The irony is cruel. The very walls you've built for protection have become your prison. You tell yourself, "I am fine here. This is enough." But deep down, you know the truth. Your potential, your passions, your curiosity, all of it is stifled. Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and power. That space is invisible, yet it exists. It's where courage grows. It's where your life can pivot from mere existence to true awakening. And here's the brutal truth. Growth is never comfortable. You will feel fear. You will feel uncertainty. You will question everything you thought you knew about yourself. Friends may scoff. Society may mock. And your mind may beg you to return to the room. But the moment you step toward discomfort, toward challenge, toward truth, that is when life truly begins. That is when you finally take flight. Imagine opening a door you never noticed. Light floods the room. The air smells different, unfamiliar, electric. Outside, the world is vast, full of possibility, full of risk, full of life. The chains dissolve not because they were broken, but because you finally refuse to wear them. That is freedom. That is awakening. That is what awaits when you choose awareness over comfort. So here is the call that lingers. Stop hiding. Stop waiting. Recognize the cages you've built, the walls you've decorated with familiar pleasures, the fears you've named as reasons. And then, with trembling hands and a steady heart, take the first step. The room will never be the same again, and you will never be the same either, because the world beyond comfort isn't promised, it isn't safe, it isn't predictable, but it is alive. It is yours, waiting for the one act of courage that will define the rest of your life.